So the next next focus that we have is motivation and education and future. And this has always been a focus for the Ventura Center since we opened up in 1992. And this is done in many different ways. And I think that some of these pieces, we've stuck with things that have really worked. And we've added quite a bit into our curriculum that we feel very good about. One of the things that was a great success was our tutoring program this last year, comprised of Dreamcatcher's program. It brought us tutors from college onto the Ventura Center site where we were able to facilitate learning from and mentoring all at the same time. We were targeting 15 students that were very successful as they kind of went through this program. We want to be able to continue that, and that target is going to be for our 6th through 9th graders. And the difference between a tutoring program and homework support is that they're learning skills to help them be successful, not just getting the help with their homework each day that the tutors are there. We really wanted to line up some guest speakers from different backgrounds to really talk about their successes and sharing that it's possible. And I think that's a message that we really want to convey to all of our teens, is that everyone starts somewhere, and that's the goal, is to see where the outcome and where the end can be. Also creating workshops, not just about college, but we really want to talk about how to build a resume, how to be able to look at different careers, vocational and technical schools as an alternative to college. What does that look like? And being able to bring people who might have success stories or experience in that area. We're partnering up with the San Francisco Association of the YMCAs with a teen leadership conference. And this goal for this is to bring teen leaders from actually the Bay Area itself to Camp Jones Gulch to really kind of talk about what's important to teens and be relevant and how to be a leader within your YMCA as a teen. And we are partnering also, the YMCA of the Silicon Valley is working with a program called Step It Up to Thrive. This program really focuses on the 41 developmental assets, and what will happen is we will teach 24 different developmental asset lessons through this curriculum that they've created for us to really talk about how teens can identify with themselves, how to make it to where they're more comfortable at home and safe in their neighborhoods. And the last thing we're going to do is we're really going to invest in the Ventura Center teens with the high school age. How do we get them involved in the YMCA more? Does that mean that we have special, along with the career path workshop, that we're creating opportunities for them to apply and work at the YMCAs? We're really kind of retooling about how do we continue to reach past the 9 months of the school year to keep them involved.
Okay. The next piece that we're going to talk about here is Spark. And for those of you who don't know what Spark means, it's just really what makes someone tick. What's, inner creativity, what makes them happy, what makes them feel themselves, ignoring what everybody else thinks or whatever that may be, whether that's an actual physical activity or, some kind of arts and crafts kind of thing. So we really want to start letting our kids express their sparks and giving them the opportunity to do that through programming and activities, yes, but also just by giving them that space and the people there to, help them get that out of them, because a lot of them they might not even have a spark, so maybe they're in the process of figuring out what that means and, utilizing the outlets that we have for them so that they can go ahead and figure that out. I've always said one of the ways to get into teens, a teen's heart is food. And it's true, they're growing, and that's that's really one of the things that they care about. So in our little Spark, when we were talking about Spark and what we were going to do with that, we definitely thought food. That's really one of the ways to really get them involved, and it also works as an incentive and that kind of a thing. And so in this past year that we ran into, one of our big hits was pizza every Friday. It could be that simple, and it just gets the kids together and talking and whatnot. So being able to offer them that, it really makes them spark. That's where it all comes out of. Some of the other things that we had talked about and that I talked about with my core leadership group, is a talent show. Really just showcasing what they have, to show to families and parents, and then that way we have a chance to collaborate with the families as well, because that's one of the other things that we really want to focus on this year is, involving the parents, and even though, you know, they don't have time, they have jobs, whatever, but finding the ways to get them involved so that we have that connection to the parents as well. I have a little extra section here too, you know, talking about incentives and you know, extra stuff for the kids too. We really want to look at ways in which we can motivate them through and unite them through, like, whether it be, you know, t-shirts for the kids to make them feel like they're a part of something, like they belong, you know, with something so simple but that's really meaningful to them. This past year we had them volunteer at our Healthy Kids Day event at Ventura, and I would never thought that so many of them were going to show up, and they did. And one of the things that they were so excited about is wearing a YMCA shirt. They love that. They felt so special. So I want to give them that same opportunity to just kind of feel, you know, special and like they're a part of something through Ventura, and tying it back to the YMCA so that they feel closely connected to the Y as well.
And I think that's important. This year we served around 70 different teams. And when we, you know, when I've had conversations and I say, well, why do you come to Ventura? If we weren't here, where would you go? And the answer is they're not going to go anywhere. This is their area, and I think that's important. It's not about that there's another teen center here or there's stuff for them at school, after school. It's that they identify with this group and this location. And that's something that we want to make sure that we're encouraging and we're fostering as we're kind of going through.